it's me here. So I did a review on this driven pocket transport truck. There was something I forgot to mention. Underneath, it had a flip down support leg. Well, for some reason, it only has one, where if you lift it down, you can actually stand the trailer. That's something I forgot to mention, and I didn't even realize it either, but now I did. But today we're going to look at something that is very interesting. I got these knockoff, driven butt hat, micro machines. They are basically copies of the real ones. Like, for an example, the dump truck. Here's an example of the dump truck. Well, it's hard to see, but if you look, it's like very, very, very identical almost. And we'll get a good close-up of it later, but now we gotta open them up and take a look at it, so let's get started. What I found funny was that these are actually made from the same company that did those trucks I got. One of them looked like the Mack truck, and there was one where it was green, blue, and red, and those were the three colors. Now they made these micro machines, which were basically a knockoff version of a real McCoy toy. Here, not this, but this one here. So looks like we got a dump truck, a garbage truck, a crane truck, and a little tractor. We have some of those real versions. Same thing with these. But there's one that we don't have though. But I will get into that. So let's get started. So let's just basically crack it open and take a look at it. You know what I found funny? I remember, like, look at this. It's so easy to open this. I never opened something that is this easy to do. See? Look at this. That's pretty crazy. So let's see what we got with the first one. We're gonna go the other way. So we got a... Whoa. Now this is feeling realistic. We got what looks like a transport truck. You can just see how cool it looks. Wow, and it actually turns. And it looks like the real one. I remember in the video when I saw the real thing, it would articulate and it would be attached together. Just like how they did in the factory, I would imagine. This feels real too. The cement mixer. What else is there? There's also an oil tanker. Power fuel. We got 3 signs. Oops, one of them is falling. We got a stop sign. This is actually feeling... Wow, look how flimsy it is. It's like the driven ones. I'll show you why. Wow, this really is a copy. Look at this. There's a road roller, and I have a real version of it. For those of you who don't know, but for those who do know, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be back. I'm going to open all these, and we'll show you what we got. I'll be back. Wow, that was actually a lot to do. Before I actually tell you what's there, it shows like some sort of a variation of some trucks. We got we got that set. We got that set, except the truck is blue and not green. And this one seems to look the same. I don't see any differences, except for the container truck. Unfortunately, I could not find the blue one. In fact, I actually have so many of them the same thing. Where's the green ones? I meant, where's the blue ones? There's no trucks with the blue cabs. It's only green, green, green. I got, like, I don't know, duplicates of them because I want to have like a little fleet. So I thought it'd be nice to do that. So, yeah. So, yeah. Now, when I felted them for the tractor one, some of them are a little bit stiffer, but then there's some that are just really, really loose. This one doesn't really move that good. It's kind of stiff. But this one, it does move faster. I don't know if that's because of factory variants or something, but I got 2 or, like 4 of these because of some little fleet I like doing. I sometimes like getting duplicates as a little fleet so that, because it looks cool to have like a double fleet. But anyways, I'm going to put that one back and let's get started with the first one. So the first set here we have is a tractor truck. Now, I don't have the real version of this, but the real version of this is literally the same as this. This goes down, this articulates. The only difference I can find is that in the other one, when it goes in, when it's inside of the garage, you actually have to assemble the 2 pieces together on this part here. But on this one, it's already, it's like pre-assembled, so, there's no point. I can actually remove it, but I'm not going to do that. Sometimes these things kind of snip or something, or they just snap, so it's just best not to, just leave it alone. But you can actually, I think I played with it around, but I'm not going to do it again, where you can actually swap cab colors. So if you want to have, let's say a red cab with a trailer, you can do that. But just be very careful. I don't really think it's a good idea, but do it for your own risk. So we've got a flatbed truck, and can we actually load a car? Let's see. I'm in a vehicle. Yes, we can. I actually want to see if it can move even when it's bending. Let's see. I think it may get loose. Yeah. It only goes perfect when it's, at straights, but when you want to turn, it may not go so good. Because when you turn it, it's going to be facing like that, so that's not going to be good. But anyways, yeah. I actually want to see if it fits on the tracks. Wow, look at this. It fits on the tracks. That's pretty cool. And can you bend it? Yes, you can on the tracks, but it kind of comes off of it, unfortunately. Can it go into the bridge, even with its wide wheels? Look at that. It's able to go through. That's pretty crazy, if you ask me. Because usually, it would probably get stuck, or, it may look like it gets stuck, but it doesn't. So that's pretty weird. And as far as the cab, it looks like it's based on a Kenworth T800, all of them, except for the, the Backhoe Loader. And yeah, so that's that one. Now, I don't have a real version of this, but I do have trucks that are very, very similar. This one is not from Driven, but this is from Micro Machines. You can just see the difference between, it's a tractor trailer. You got a flatbed truck, Obviously, in real life, this would turn over here, but instead it would, they did it there so that it would turn better. You can just see how, they're both 18-wheelers. I have another one that's very, very close, but it's not the same. And actually, the front of it is not the same either. This used to have been a Kenworth Aerodyne cab, but because of how tiny it was and it just, came off, I had to remake one, and it didn't really look so good, but it's going to have to do it, unfortunately. But you can see how, there's flatbeds. This was actually, I think, carrying a car, but I don't know what happened to it. I have it somewhere in the box. But, yeah. So, I don't have the real version of this, but let's just say the real version is identical to the fake. Now, let's get started to the cement mixer. Just like with the others, it is very, very similar. The only difference I can see is that it's not just the cabs are different, because this one is based on a Mack truck and the other one's based on a Kenworth T800. for some reason, the molding of the cement mixer is slightly different. And when it comes to these ones, they're a little bit bigger, actually. But, you know, if you want to have a cement mixer fleet, it won't look so bad. And, you know, it's cool to get, you know, stuff like this anyways. So, yeah, that's the one there. Oh, I also cannot forget, this is how they fit in the tracks. They actually fit more smoothly, but that's how it is. Now for the tanker truck. Now this is kind of funny here. For some reason, this one seems to be more realistic looking because it has like how many manholes? 3 of them. It's the things that are on the top. But this, it has only 1, which is kind of weird. And just like the other ones, it's the same thing. You got a Kenworth cab, you know, instead of a Mack truck. The tankers are a little bit different. This one doesn't say anything but driven, and the other one said power fuel. There it is. It's hard to see, but it says power fuel. It's very hard to get on camera, but it says power fuel. See? So, yeah, and that's the set. Oh, and for the signs, here's a difference. Can anyone tell me which one is real and which one is fake? Well, if you said that this one was the real one, you're obviously correct, because this is actually the one that came in one of the driven sets. You can just see how flimsy it is. Like, you can just bend it. The other one, it's the same almost. Very, very, very close, but it's more flimsier, this one. And surprisingly, it stands, which is nice, considering it's a knockoff. And then you got a stop sign, which I bet is a copy also, and then you got a speed limit one, which I think I have. This one says speed limit 50, so that's quite a low speed limit, but okay. So that's that set here. Now let's take a look at the this other set here. We got a container truck, a tow truck, a wrecker, and a backhoe loader. Now let's see if the signs are the same. The speed limit sign seems to be the same. Was this? Oh no, this is different. It's the same mold, but different, you know, different sign. It's the same design, you know, it's a diamond, but the writing is different. This one had a, you know... Okay, now I'm starting to get confused which one I mixed up. One of them has a guy that's probably waving, I don't know, a flag or something. The other one has this sign where it says that there's a curve, or like a zigzag curve or something. Whatever it is, that's what it has. Actually, I know what I have. I have the box, so I can tell which one came with which. Oh, okay, so this is the right sign. The other one was a different sign, okay. I get confused sometimes. So, this goes with this set here. It's not gonna matter anyways. So then we have this other one that says, it doesn't say it, but it's a no entry sign. So, it's like a one-way sign thing. And these are the vehicles that came with it. What about the backhoe loader? The backhoe loader looks very, very, very similar to the real one. Here's the real version, which is the yellow one. The difference I can see is not just the wheels, but this one, it has a realistic shovel. The other one, it's more skinny looking and flimsy. Well, I wouldn't say flimsy, but it's just, you know. And this one has a tow hitch, and there's a reason why, but I don't know why it has it, but it doesn't have a backhoe loader. It's just a front loader. But yeah, pretty identical almost. If if you lied to them and you said, oh, this is the real one, they may not notice much, but if they knew a lot, they would actually say, hey, that's the fake. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? This is the road roller. Very, very, very close and identical, except for the back. This one doesn't have anything, and it has some patterns instead. The other one does not have any patterns, and it has, you know, decals, whatever it is. So yeah, that's the, you know, Backhoe Loader. I'm gonna have to try to go as fast as I can. Oh, and now let's see about the pickup truck. Now this one is gonna be a little bit difficult to tell, but can you guess which one is real? Oops, sorry about that, folks. So if you said that this one was the real one, you're right. If you said this was the real one, you're wrong. Very, very, very similar. But what I can tell you is that this one feels more like a cyber truck because it's more square looking and flatter. And it doesn't have anything that says driven on it. But this one does say driven. It's hard to see, but there's like a little bump there. What's actually kind of scary is that underneath, they're very, very, very similar. I don't see any naming of driven. It's only on the top here I can see. So if you know, didn't know much, you would probably think this is the real one. But the difference I can tell you is that the real one is more square, and the other one is not so square, and it's actually a little bit more realistic. But yeah, that's the pickup truck. What about the cargo truck? For whatever reason, we saw one where it was blue, but I didn't see that anywhere. I only saw a green one. And it says turbo wheels. And it tips. I don't know why, but that's how it is. Actually, the real one does the same thing too, which we'll get into. And the door opens also. You can dump stuff. It's like a cargo truck. The other one does the same thing. Very, very, very identical. But what I can find is that the other one doesn't want to stay up. It just wants to go down like this. But this one, it does stay down. I mean, stay up. The only difference is that this has a gray container, this has a blue container, this has a white cab, this has a green cab. That's the difference I can see. Now, for the tow truck, now get ready for this. Can you tell which one is real and which one is fake? Well, it's probably obvious, but if you don't know, this is actually the fake one. Why? If you look, they got rid of the details, but the other one still has its details. And very, very, very close, you can actually tow vehicles. Let's see if we can tow the truck, or the cargo truck. Yes, we can. Pretty scary, huh? If you hate knockoffs, but I don't, so I don't care. But it is cool, though. But yeah, so you can just see, you know, just like the other one, it's a Mack tow truck. The other one's a Kenworth tow truck. That's the difference I can see with the red tow truck. But it is identical. Now we're going to move on to the last one. And I got to get this, you know, pretty quickly because time is going by quickly. Okay, now here is the one with the tractor. Before, I'm going to tell you why they decided to just... It's actually the same mold. The only difference is that they decided for the other one it would just be a tractor for a little trailer, and this one would just be a loader instead of a tractor. But it is the same mold. And actually, here's the real tractor. It's green, obviously. Now, if you notice, very, very, very similar, it articulates just like the other one does. This one seems to be rolling more better, but this one is kind of stiff. And I think you can detach it, but I'm kind of scared because I could break the hitch, so I'm not gonna do it though, but I would imagine it could detach. Very, very, very similar design though. They did a good job on trying to copy, but remember, sometimes, you know, it can... Oh, and she doesn't know it detaches. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I had to just attach the thing back again. Now, that's the thing. Actually, for the signs, we got a 50 sign again. We got the same diamond-shaped sign, except it's a guy shoveling. And then we have one where it's some sort of like a walkway or something, like someone walking sign. So the only thing I can see is the same as the speed limit sign. It's 50 again, but the other ones, they're different. Now for the crane truck, let's see if it actually does do stuff that it shows. Yes, it can. That's pretty cool, considering it's a copy. And you want to know? Here's the real version. The real one is the orange one here. For some reason, this one seems to be more looser, the fake one. And it, it's loose. The other one, it's stiff, but it does the same thing, obviously. So the articulation on this is exactly the same, except on the real one it's stiffer, but on this one it's loose. And just like the other one, we got a Kenworth cab, and the other one is a Mack truck cab. The other one's a, Kenworth T800 cab. So, yeah. But that's pretty cool that we got a, and it's very identical, except the thing that joins there is rounded, but the other one it's square. So that's the difference I can see. Now, here's the dump truck. Does it do what it usually does? Yes, it does. Pretty surprising, eh? This time it's a Kenworth dump truck. And here's the real one, except the cab is different color. But the container color is the same, though. It's, this red color. This one seems to be working, better. It's not, it's loose, which is good. The other one, it's kind of stiff. And the tailgate is stiff too. But they are very, very, very similar shape. They both have that realistic slope shape. The only difference I can find is that, obviously with this one, it's a little bit bigger. But they are very identical. And just like before, it's a Kenworth T800 cab, and the other one is a Mack truck cab. So, yeah. That's the difference I can see, but their operation is very much the same, except it's stiffer for some reason. Now, we're all been waiting for this one here. The garbage truck. When you look at these two, they may look very similar, but look carefully. The bigger one here is a knockoff, but the other one is the real one. So just like the other one, we got a Kenworth cab, and we got a Mack cab. Well, that's what the real one is. The real one has a Mack truck cab, and the other one has a Kenworth T800 cab. But when you look carefully, they look very, very identical, even the back. And just like the real one, it opens up and closes. That's pretty crazy. Like, look at this. If people didn't know much about this, you would probably lie to them and say, hey, this is the driven, even though this is not. This is the driven one. And actually, when I compare it to this one here, look at the difference. So, we all know that this is a mini version of this one here, and it's actually the same also. Red and white stripes. The other one has green and yellow stripes. I meant yellow and black stripes. Whatever it is. Maybe it could be white stripes, but it's, because of the green it changes color. But it's very, very identical. The difference that I can see is the way how the grids are. It's slightly different, and it actually shows a recycling logo. It's very, very hard to see, but there's a little triangle. And it's textured also. So the difference here is obviously, it's a copy, but the articulation, it's literally the same. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. So, there you go. That was the review of the knockoff trucks that I have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please get a like below, and please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video, so goodbye.